Hello, I'm Lee, Senior Gem for Humanity Ascendant, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about what our website can do for your in and out character, especially if you're a new player, but a few of our older players might not be aware as well. Okay, so first you start to navigate basically around the site. You've got the website address humanityascendant.com. There's no www on the front of that. If you want to get back to the start page at any point, you can click the Humanity Ascendant logo or click Home. Either or works. Front page just a bit of information about the game, and we have just done a primer for new players, which you can get by clicking here, or you can pick it up from the menu at the top here. So it runs you through a lot of stuff we're going to talk about in the video anyway, so we're not going to go through that in any detail, but that's a good starter to go to if you need to. Okay, so going through the other items then on the OC info links menu, we've got events, booking, location. So we're based on Giant Sea Scout Camp in Bury, Manchester at the moment. These are our events for 2020, so we're running in April, June and September this year. Our events tend to start at about 7 o'clock time in on Friday and finish by about 4. But you can arrive sort of like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're a new player, get your tent set up, learn how to use equipment, have a bit of a go on the test range with the guns, etc. Things like that. Ask GMs questions, etc. So back to the menu then. We've got character creation returns. I'm going to come back to that one, but that's basically where you make your character initially, and then after an event, you can input into there your new skills choices and things like that. So next three is a little bit of background about the game, so we'll click on these. So you've got the fall, which tells you a little bit about when the bombs dropped, what happened from the point of view of a member of the Order of Ascension, which is one of the in-game factions that you may come across. Then you've got the future, as in what is the bunker doing now after the bombs are dropped. So the setting in the game is 500 years exactly in the future from today. And so when an event's live, we do use sort of live date, just 500 years banged on it. So there's a bit of information here about what's going on. The freelance expeditionary forces is the players. They've been asked by the council on a voluntary basis to start to explore the surface, figure out what's out there, see what can benefit the bunker, and basically put humanity back on the front foot again. Next one along, we've got the story so far, Bunker Ascendant. So these are basically summaries of what happened in each of the events that's taken place so far. We call them ops in game. So there's a little bit of information here from each event in terms of what took place. So running through the first mission, the players came onto the surface pursuing escaped prisoners. Which turned out to be a little bit of an inside job, which the players uncovered, and implicated one of the council members. They also encountered a hostile entity or race or whatever you want to call it, known as a hive, which were a nano-infected zombie-like creature. Event 2, they again encountered the hive and fought the hive while continuing to deal with issues with the council, and also made inroads into making allies of mutants on the surface known as the stricken. So lots of diplomacy, etc. going on. Event 3, they mobilised to end the threat of the hive, and they're able to do so, and also cure a plague that's been ravaging the tribes, and it turns out that this has been caused by the nanites that the bunker uses. So they figure out how to stop that happening in the future. Some issues with internal strife, internal factions, causing a lot of the bunker to be rendered uninhabitable, and lots of citizens are ejected onto the surface, which is another problem for the players to deal with. So in Op 4, they've encountered another bunker, which turns out to be extremely hostile. So you've got a lot of military engagements going on. Players are on the back foot initially because they're being hit quite hard. Whoever's hitting them are very experienced military, well driven, quite fearless, but the players do manage to fight that back, and do manage to actually take out a bunker fortitude outpost. So on to Op 5, and the players have discovered a research facility. They explore this research facility, and it turns out to be a psionic research facility. And inadvertently they release a very powerful psionic individual, which they call the Witch, and also continue to fight against bunker fortitude. In Op 6, they attempt to rectify their mistake and go after the Witch, and they do actually recover the Witch, and they explore a new facility known as the DAR facility, which is an information archive, and in doing so encounter another version of the Hive, another splinter of the Hive, which operates differently to the Hive they defeated before, but they're still currently exploring how they operate. And that's where we're at the moment in sort of the game world. So moving on, then we have a gallery which is just photos from previous events, and then we've got a little bit there about the laser tag technology we use, and the other technologies such as walkie-talkies and using QR codes, and actually having you use a smartphone in game. And then at the bottom you've got a link to the Facebook group, and then a link to download the player's guide. So we'll just have a quick look at the player's guide then. So this takes you OneDrive link that should download the player's guide straight onto your computer or phone, hopefully. So any issues with that, just give us a shout. So a lot of information in here, current version log, changes, etc., which if you're a new player is not overly important. Some of the information here is as listed on the website. There's a little bit more detail. So it goes into what the game's about, what races, what professions you can choose. So you've got bureaucrat, engineer, medic, scientist, soldier, and it explains how you go about making a character, what equipment you use, etc., etc. So this is where you're going to read up on your character, make some decisions. All characters start with 20 XP to spend and 1,000 credits, and you basically pick a few starting skills, and spend your money, weapons, pads, things like that, and medic patches, etc., and then you're ready to go. So we'll jump back there. So now you've had a read of the player's guide, you're now ready to actually create a character. So if we go to character creation and returns, I'll click there. I've already got a character entered into here. This uses Google Forms, so you will need a Google account. So I'm just going to go through and sort of edit my character. You put your email address in, so your player name, your actual character player, and then your character, you build it up here. So I've got a character called Thomas Beckett. I'm going to say he's a new character. A little bit of background on him. If you remember any in-character units, so if you come with a group of friends and you all want to be a part of the same unit, you feel free to make up a unit in your own background, etc., similar as what you would in other LARPs, so we've got no issue with that. All we would say is if you do sort of have groups and that, we do like to still be inclusive with other people where possible, but we will try to put together sort of missions for your group and give some emphasis and things like that if we can. And then any other details you want us to know about your character, sort of like goals and things, which can help us sometimes put a little bit of character specific plot in there for you. So previous XP, if you're starting, it'll be 0, and latest event will be 0, and you'll have earned 20 to date. So we'll just put that in as 0 there. I'll click next. So then we're going to pick his character class. So I'm going to go with a soldier, and as starting rank is rank 1, and I'm going to pick my available skills. So a soldier, any good soldier, is always going to want firearms proficient. So when you're starting out, you're basically going to be looking at marksman is quite a good skill because that gives you 1 damage step on your weaponry, but then you're not going to have access to armor or anything like that. So it is possible to take light armor and heavy armor together, light armor is actually a general skill, so it's not on this list. So let's just click next on that one. So we've got his general skills here. So fatal blow and knife you get for free. Light armor has already been ticked, so I've spent 5 of my points. I'm going to go back. So I've got 10 points in firearms proficient. I'm going to pick up heavy armor as well. So I'm going to be quite tough out in the field, but also like basic soldier damage from a weapon. So I'm going to click that through. And again. So this is if you collect salvage, if you've got the salvage skill, if you're collecting salvage, you can list it out here. Got any notes you want to put in about salvage, because you do get some items salvage which can be special, etc. And then you're going to pick your downtime actions. So these actions, you actually there's details about these in the player's guide, and you can take 2 actions in between each event. The player's guide will explain to you what these are, but if you can record in here what you actually want to do, and then that goes back to the GMs as a check to make sure you're not doing too much or too little. So yeah, so that's that, nice and simple. Summary of actions at the bottom. Then click through. Can you do research? As in, do you have skills? Yes or no. My soldier doesn't, so I'm going to click no. Can you do building and modding? My soldier can't. That's an engineer and sort of medic ability, so we're going to put no on that one. And then we're going to sort of list our equipment, etc. that we've bought. So I have changed my character here. Before I did have the recon weapons skill, so I could take a DMR. I can't anymore, but I'm not going to mess about with that for the purpose of this. I'm going to click that through. What armor am I wearing? So I'm wearing heavy, and I'm going to be using a rifle. I'm not going to have a secondary weapon, so none on that one. And this information here is key for us, because we can pre-program the tag equipment. So when you arrive, you'll have a gun that you pick up. It'll be your number, like number 22, and that's your gun. You keep that the entire weekend, whether you're playing or working as an NPC for that mission. And then when you change back to your player settings, you'll always get your settings back into that gun. When you are crewing and playing the NPC roles, you can change your weapon around with other players if you want to try a different type of weapon, but just make sure you do get your weapon back before you go back to player mode, because otherwise you'll be playing the game with their stats basically, and they'll be playing with yours. Okay, so that's done, that's been updated. So I'm going to go back to the HASC website. And then I'm going to have a look at events, booking a location, because I've met my character and I want to book an event. So I'll click here. So this tells me what the events are. So if you're attending as a player, the base cost to attend and your cost of camping or your bunk, etc., is £45. If you are hiring a laser tag weapon, it's £20 for all the weapons apart from pistols, which are 10. And if you want us to feed you all weekend, you're looking at £16 or £18 if you want puddings as well. So if you don't actually have a firearm as a character, you don't need to hire a firearm. We'll give you a headband, which means you can be shot in combat, etc. But we supply that free of charge. So bureaucrats, some bureaucrats and some medics, even engineers, you could choose to be unarmed if you wish to. It's not all about the gun combat. There's a hell of a lot more going on. So that is a choice you can make. So work out how much you're going to be paying for your event, and basically make your payment to paypal.me/HA event as per the link here, and then work your way down, and you'll be able to input your email address. Make sure you get that right, because obviously that keys everything up. And then you're just going to go through, fill all your details in, whether you need a bunk, feed me, etc. So we're just going to enter some rubbish in here. Steve will kill me for messing up his database, but hey ho. I do want a bunk, I do want feeding, always want feeding, and that's that. So then, which events am I actually attending? So I'm going to attend, I'm going to attend the first one, I'll crew the second one, and I'll attend the third one. So I'm going to be paying 45 for that one, 45 for that one, because I'm pretending all weekend. And then feed me, it's free for crew, so I want feeding on the 2 events where I'm playing, and I'm going to hire rifle for each of those. Additional equipment, I want a red dot sight for my rifle, I do, and I will want a tactical radio. So that's that. These are on first come first serve. We do have quite a few, so the earlier you sort of book in, the more guarantee you've got getting it. If there's a problem with supply, we'll let you know. And then just a choice of food. So you likes to mix things up. So just make choices there, and then just your information about your character, and the profession that you chose on your character creation. And yes, I have created a character. So I'm going to submit that. That's that done. So I'm going to go back to the Ask website, and that's it. I've made a character, and I've booked in for the events. So all that's left to do now is to create an account on this website, because that'll give you some special accesses. So you've got this Asking News here, which gives you information that is released by the council and by the news channel of the bunker. The latest Asking News is listed down here, but you can just hit this button and it will list all the releases that have been put through. And then you've got the FEF database. What this is the reports, information, guides, etc. that have actually been compiled by the players in the game of the various sort of operations that take place. So very useful. There's a lot of categories in here you can pull up to search your information by. So if you want to look for information about Operation 1, it may also be tagged for different classes, etc. as well. So we'll have a look at Operation 1. And we've got a report from James Hook here about what actually happened. A report from Private Theo Coupier, another soldier. The little sort of summaries that I showed you earlier, there's a lot more detail here from players' point of views, and this will actually give you a guide of who to go to talk to if you want to know more as well. So a lot of information there. Again, we'll have a look at it by we'll have a look at the latest operation, or we'll have a look at Operation 5 if I can actually navigate my mouse properly. So, oh, we've got a video. So it's been a soldier video from a headcam footage. A little bit about the witch from the scientist that's been researching her. Various documents and reports with photos, etc. So you can submit these yourself. You can do it here for a quick and dirty version. You've got to be logged in for that. I'll show you that in a second. Or you can just email us. So you can click here and it'll send you to your normal email program and just send us it in Word or any document. We can deal with just about anything if you want to add a bit more detail, and then we'll put it onto the website for you. You do get paid 100 credits in game for any reports that you submit once published. So yeah, it's a nice little way of earning money. Also on this tab, it's not here at the moment, but there will actually be a grid map of the area around Bunker Ascendant, because we do use that for where you're going missioning, where resources are, where the enemy is, special buildings, etc., such as the outposts that have been discovered. It's all on the map, but that will be up in the next few days. So and then the yep, so that's the FAF database, and then so we're going to register our character, so we'll do that now. So put your email address in, and we're going to put his name in. Oh, that's username, sorry, at the top. So we'll be Longy. So real name will be Long, and then we're going to give ourselves a password. Then we're going to go character information. So Rob Stark. First one that goes to Starkey. Yep. And biography. So you can put all you want in there about your character. This is searchable by other characters. So say if you want to hire yourself out or anything like that, you could maybe put that in there. or anything you want really. But the most important thing here is to register your starting character class. So you pick that here. So I'm going to be a soldier. You'll notice that there's council members here. This is council member is something that can be achieved later on in the game. As you get to maximum rank, there will be council votes every so often, and you can be elected as a council member, and that's done. You get voted in by the NPCs in the bunker and the players. The players can have a lot of sway because the FEF are basically the heroes of the bunker. So if they sort of put their weight publicly behind someone, they'll sway a lot of the people in the bunker. So it is quite important to have the players on your side if you want to be a council member, but also you can sway the NPCs through your actions as well. So there are multiple ways to get that position, but we're not going to pick any of these, obviously. We're going to pick soldier, so we're going to register. So we're now in. So what you've now got is, because you're logged in with your character, we've got the Bunker Ascendant Info Hub. And what this lets us do is access information specific to our character class. So when you go back to info, we've got a new tab here now, Info Hub, which you couldn't see before, and you've got military department. So if you were an engineer, you'd have engineering department, etc., etc. So you can click on military department, and this will show you information that only soldiers can see. So you've got a debrief here. Some of these will be watchable by all professions, because they're going to be shared across multiple by the GMs, but a lot of these will be specific to yours. Well, most of them will be specific to your profession. So you've got an update, and it's basically giving objectives as to what they were looking to achieve on Op 4. So information there, setting for Op 3, etc. Objectives is one of the main things it's used for, but there's also you can get targets of opportunity and things like that for soldiers. Scientists might get basically asked to look into a certain project while they're on the surface, which doesn't relate to the main task and things like that. But yeah, Info Hub is worth checking now and then. And then you also got access to the Bunker FEF personnel database. So if you click this, it will show you all the people that are registered in the system, including yourself. And it can be filtered, so you can sort of search by profession or by their last name to find the person you're looking for. Another thing about sort of like all these posts, like the news statements, etc., you can they are all open for comments, which everybody to see. So I'm going to put something in here as my character. So excited times. I'll log that in there. There we go. So yeah, so back to the start, and in a nutshell, that is the website. I hope that's been useful to you. As we get closer towards the next event, so we've had a bit of a lull over the winter, but as we get closer to the next event, this website will get busier. Asking News will be busy. Your Info Hub, keep an eye on that for any new updates coming in. Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you in April in the field. Thank you very much.